Hey guys, so today I have swatches of the KBShimmer Nauti By Nature collection for spring 2017. I almost said 2012. There are 12 polishes here, and this collection and the two indie shop exclusives will be for sale online on March 18th at kbshimmer.com, so I will link that down below, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is, okay, I looked up how to pronounce this because I know it's supposed to sound like Tempting Fate because KBShimmer names are always plays on words. But all I found online were people arguing over whether it's Fête or Fate, so I'm going to call it Tempting Fate. It might be wrong. I don't really think I care. This is a white curly base with pink, blue, green, gold, purple, little tiny hexes, and then those little itty bitty tiny, I call them spider hair, I don't even know where that comes from, little bar glitters. I really like those. So here is one coat. And like most curlies, this is a bit sheer on that first coat. Anything that has like glitter or flakies or anything mixed into the base has to be a little bit more on the sheer side, or else you'd just cover up the glitter and the flakies, and it would be pointless to even have them in there. Great formula on this one. It does take a little bit of manipulation to spread that glitter out evenly, but that's also not super important on the first coat. So here's two coats. And with two coats, this one does start to build up a little bit. You get pretty decent glitter payoff because it starts to layer. Depending on your preference, you might be good with this one in two coats. I always add a third to white curlies though because I like the base to be as white as possible. So here is three coats. So three coats makes that white base a little bit whiter, which I like. I don't really like to be able to see through it that much. And this does have some considerably larger, not huge, but larger glitters in it. So it is going to dry a bit textured and it will be a bit difficult to remove. Those glitters are going to stick to the nail. So there is three coats of Tempting Fate. Fête? I don't know. The next polish is called Starfishing For Compliments, and this is a slightly off-white curly base with coral, black, white, and turquoise glitters, and there are some black and turquoise stars in here as well. So here is one coat. And this one is also a bit sheer on that first coat. It does take a little bit of dabbing to get the glitters out, but I think a lot of that is also the angle that I apply at for these videos. It's just a weird angle and it makes me swipe more glitter off. So I have to tilt the brush back to dab it on. I don't think it goes down 100% to the angle, but it does contribute a little bit. And the formula on this one is good. So here's two coats. This one is still a little bit sheer on that second coat. Not terribly, but I'm going to add a third. And these do tend to dry a little bit more sheer than they are when they're wet too. I noticed that with the white one. So here's three coats. And three coats does cover completely on this one. Like the last one, this is going to dry a little bit textured and the glitter is going to stick to the nail when you remove it. So there is three coats of Starfishing For Compliments. The next polish is called Saltwater Sassy, and this is going to be robin's egg blue curly base with lavender, coral, turquoise, yellow, and white hex glitters in there. So here's one coat. And this one is also a bit sheer on that first coat, just like most all curlies. And like the other ones, it takes a little bit of manipulation to get that glitter spread out, but it's not terrible. So here's two coats. And this one covers really well on the second coat. I still have a couple dark spots. There's not quite as much glitter as I would want on all the nails. Like that one's good. I feel like I want more in the middle of that one. So I'm going to go ahead and do a third coat. And like the other curlies, this will dry a bit textured and that glitter is going to stick to the nail a little bit. So here is three coats. Three coats does cover those few dark spots that I had completely. I should also mention, I didn't have to do any fishing or like leaving the bottle upside down or anything like that to get the glitter out in any of these curlies. Even the last one that had star-shaped glitter in it, that came out really easily. So there is three coats of Saltwater Sassy. So the next polish is called Me The Mahi, and this is a blue jelly base. It has a ton of that color shifting iridescent glitter in there. There's some ones that shift like orange gold, and then there's like a green, blue, gold shifting glitter in there as well, a few different sizes. So here is one coat. This one is a bit sheer and a little bit streaky on that first coat. You do get a decent amount of glitter out though. Great formula on this one. Usually with jelly bases and iridescent glitter, they can tend to be gummy, thick at the very least, but this is actually really good. It feels really good. So here's two coats. So the color actually gets surprisingly deep between 1 and 2 coats. I am going to do a third just to cover up some light spots, but I don't think everybody's going to need a third coat. And like any other polish with glitter like this, it is going to dry textured and the glitter is going to stick to the nail. So here's 3 coats. So this does get a bit deeper still on that third coat, but coverage-wise, if you're not picky, you'd probably be fine with 2. And again, you will definitely want top coat to smooth this out. So there is 3 coats of Show Me The Mahi. The next polish is called Saved by the Shell, and this is a light sandy nude color with a pretty strong pink shimmer. So here's 1 coat. This one is a little bit sheer on that first coat, the tiniest bit streaky. It's actually like really streaky when you first apply it, but if you watch for like 2 seconds, it kind of smooths itself out really well. Great formula on this one, and that shimmer stands out really nicely, and I don't see any brush strokes in that shimmer either. So here's 2 coats. And this one actually covers completely in 2 for me. I think depending on your application, you might need a third coat, but I'm good today. This also dries to like a satin semi-matte finish, so if you don't like that, you will want top coat. I do have top coat on in my swatch pictures. So there's 2 coats of Saved by the Shell. The next polish is called It Sandaled, and this is a dusty blue. It's got like a little splash of purple in there with that pink shimmer. So here is 1 coat. And this one covers really well on that first coat. Not quite a 1-coater, but it's really close. Great formula on this one. I'm having to put some of the polish back in the bottle though, because I am finding I have a little bit too much on my brush for my size nails. So here is 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. This is another one that dries to that kind of semi-matte satin finish, so you will want top coat if you don't like that. So there is 2 coats of It Sandaled. The next polish is called Copa-banana, and this is a yellowy gold holographic, super holographic. So here is 1 coat. And this one is a bit sheer on that first coat. Good formula though. I think if you loaded way too much polish up on the nail, it would definitely run down the side of the nail. But as long as you're careful, that shouldn't be an issue. So here is 2 coats. And this one actually covers completely for me in 2. I think if you have a really white nail line, you'll probably need a third coat. I keep looking at it because I feel like I should be able to see my nail line, but I can't. So I'm going to call this one good on 2. And like with most holographics, it is going to be much more holographic after it's fully dried. So there is 2 coats of Copa-banana. The next polish is called Keep Palm and Carry On, and this is an emerald green holographic. So here is 1 coat. And this one covers really well on the first coat. It's not quite a 1-coater, but it is really close. I think maybe once it's a little bit older and you've used it a few times and it gets a little bit thicker, it'll probably cover in 1. Great formula on this one. So here is 2 coats. And this one covers completely in 2. I do feel like it gets a tiny bit deeper, but I also could be imagining that. And like I said before, and I'm probably going to say it for the rest of these holographic polishes, the holo will be a lot stronger after it's fully dried. So there is 2 coats of Keep Palm and Carry On. The next polish is called The Girl Is Tiki, and this is a kind of coral, slightly orange holographic. So here is 1 coat. And this one also covers pretty well on that first coat, a little bit sheer. Great formula on this one. So here is 2 coats. And 2 coats does cover completely on this one. And all of these holographics so far have dried really shiny as well. So there is 2 coats of The Girl Is Tiki. The next polish is called Macaw Me Maybe, and this is a bright red holographic. So here is 1 coat. So this covers really well on the first coat as well. I can still see my nail line a little bit, but the coverage is really even. Great formula on this one. So here is 2 coats, and this one covers completely in 2. That second coat does look like it deepens it up a little bit. So there is 2 coats of Macaw Me Maybe. The next polish is called Tropic Like It's Hot, and this is a darker teal holographic. So here is 1 coat. This is another one that's almost a one coater, but not quite there. Great formula on this one. So here's 2 coats. And this one does cover completely in 2. And the second coat does darken this one up a bit as well. Do you darken up or do you darken down? I always wonder about that, because you brighten up, but do you darken down or do you still darken up? So there is 2 coats of Tropic Like It's Hot. And the last polish in the spring collection is Latitude Adjustment. This is a almost cobalt blue holographic. So here is 1 coat, and this one is a bit sheer on that first coat. Great formula on this one. So here's 2 coats, and this one does cover completely in 2. And again, will be much stronger of a holographic finish after it's fully dry. So there is 2 coats of Latitude Adjustment. The last 2 polishes here were made for the Indie Shop event, which happened last weekend, but they are going to be available on the KBShimmer site at the same time that the spring collection goes up. So I wanted to show those here as well. This first one is called It's Petrifying, and this is an off-white base with orange, black, gold, and white glitters in there. So here is 1 coat. And this one is acrylic, so it is a bit sheer on that first coat, but there is a ton of glitter in here. Great formula on this one. So here is 2 coats. This one covers really well on that second coat. I'm going to take another look at it after this nail. I don't think I'm going to add a third. Yeah, I'm going to leave this one at 2 coats because the base is building up nicely and there's so much glitter to it that it really helps hide any light spots if there are any. I can't really see them. So this is actually a 2-coat Crelly, which a lot of them are. I'm just picky. So there is 2 coats of It's Petrifying. And the second polish that was made for the Indie Shop is called I Never Would Have Guessed, and this is a bronzy brown holographic. So here is 1 coat, and this one is a little bit sheer on that first coat. Great formula on this one as well. So here is 2 coats, and this one does cover completely in 2, and it does make it a little bit more brown and a little bit less on like the orangey bronze side. And this one also dries very shiny. So there is 2 coats of I Never Would Have Guessed. So KBShimmer always gets me with their Crellies, so Tempting Fate is my favorite. I know I probably have Crellies that look like this. It's really just a rainbow mix and a white Crelly base. It's got those little tiny spider hair looking, I don't even know where I get the term spider hair, looking little tiny bar glitters in there. I just like it. I like it a lot. Crellies in the springtime are like my favorite thing. And white Crellies especially I still love just as much as like day one. So that one is my favorite. So that is the KBShimmer Nauti By Nature Spring 2017 collection. Again, those will be available online on March 18th. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.